Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So I wanted to do a little comparison to my two Tudors that I have, the Tudor Pelagos and the Tudor Black Bay. I have the Heritage Black Bay, which is the original size, the 41, not the smaller 39 millimeter 58. Okay, so the pretty much what I want to point out is these are both great watches from the Tudor line. They both have impressive movements, case materials. You know, they're designed and made by Rolex, so you're getting, for the money, you're getting a lot of watch. Okay, let's compare the two movement. You know what? Let's compare the sizes first, real quick. The Pelagos on my right is a 42 millimeter from side to side and 50 from lug tip to lug tip. The thickness on it is a 14.3, so surprisingly thinner than this Black Bay here on my left. It's actually a couple millimeters. So the Heritage Black Bay is 41 from side to side, 50 from tip to tip, and then the thickness is 14.8. So just a little bit thicker, okay? And it is noticeably thicker. I mean, if you're wearing it, all day, you're looking at the side of the case profile and everything, it is definitely, that 0.5 millimeters is actually very noticeable, in my opinion. The Pelagos is just easier to wear, and I think because it's titanium and it's just a little bit thinner, okay? But it really is not a deal breaker. I love the Black Bay. For these both to fit in the collection, they're so different from each other that it's, you can wear them. I mean, like I said, they both fit in the collection. It's not like they're the same watch. You have the same style case somewhat, except for you have crown guards on the Pelagos. Of course, this is stainless steel. This is titanium, and that definitely aids in the weight factor. Okay, but this is a no date. This has a date. The Black Bay obviously harkens back to the 50s Submariners. Okay, the Tudor and the Rolex Submariners. You got to remember, I think when the original Rolex Submariner came out, I don't know if that was 1954, I believe. The Tudor Submariner came out shortly after, within like a year's time, or maybe even a little bit less. Okay, so they've always been kind of together. Okay, the Tudor Submariner and the Rolex Submariner. So this definitely harkens back to that time period. You have the gilt dial. And I love on the Black Bay, Heritage Black Bay, that you have the hands, the minute hand goes all the way out to the minute track. You see the end of the minute track there? Goes all the way out. So does the second hand. Now that's in line with the older watches. If you look at the Pelagos, it's more of a contemporary, newer style. If you look at the hands, see they don't reach out all the way. Okay? The second hand does, but not the hour hand or the minute hand. All right. Of course, you both have snowflake hands. You have round indices, and then you have your square, your snowflake style indices on the Pelagos. All right. So there's of course the difference there. On the vintage inspired styling of the Tudor Submariner, the Black Bay has that red triangle there at the loom pip, and you have that matte aluminum bezel insert. Very nice. Oh, I love that. There's nothing, I mean, just the bezel action. I've had Omegas, I've had Breitling, I've had a variety of watches, and Rolex and Tudor do their bezels the best. Okay, bar none, the best, and they line up perfectly. Okay, they really do. Every single time. Okay, if you look at the Pelagos, same difference. See it just click right in. Look at that. Okay. So you have crown guards on the Pelagos. You have, obviously this is a 500 meter diver, that's 200, but you have that trip lock style crown. So you have that O-ring, you can see it, real beefy O-ring there on the stem. So it's pretty much like a Submariner, you know, the newer Submariners. It's that style. So of course, hand winding and hacking. Okay, the Pelagos is running a 5612. Okay, which is a 28,800 vibrations per hour. Silicon non-magnetic balance spring. It's got a full balance bridge, micro adjustment by screw, of course. The Black Bay is running the 5602, okay, which is got one less joule, 25 joules. This has got 26 joules. It has no date complication, of course. Okay, same power reserve, same balance bridge, same specs. Okay. You might argue that the Tudor, what's running in here, obviously is better than the Rolex 3135. I know Rolex came out with a newer movement. I believe it's a 30. Is it the 3235, which also has a 70-hour power reserve, and it's not yet in the Submariners, but that has equal to better specs of this actual movement that's in these watches. So Rolex has really upped their game, and they have with the Tudors. So you're getting, at half the cost of Rolex, you're getting very close to the same exact specs. Okay, so you have a better power reserve, better movement. Having a full balance bridge on a movement is way better with shock absorbance. You know, you drop the watch, whatever. I mean, it's gonna really take a licking. You know what I mean? Also, you're gonna get better stability and accuracy, and you know everything else. So I mean, these are both about a second fast a day. Okay, I have great, and that's over weeks and weeks. I mean, they keep perfect time, and it reminds me of the Rolexes that I've had in the past. Just great timing, and has to do with the balance bridge, the free sprung balance, all that. All right, so that's quality, just reeks quality. Like I said, we went over the thicknesses of the movements. This has a helium escape valve. This one obviously doesn't. This is vintage style, so it doesn't. In my opinion, if you look at that, well, I mean, they're both, it's just the design of the watch, but this has a much thicker actual bezel than this one. This one's thinner. So the bezel on the Pelagos is so much easier to turn, okay, and grip, just much easier, because they do have finer teeth than, as let's say, like a Rolex Submariner. The Black Bay is a little bit thinner, okay, and it just aids in that vintage styling, but it's still easy to turn. Okay, no issues there. All right, let's throw it on my wrist on this one. This I took off of the leather strap. Probably put it back on soon. I've been rocking the Barton rubber strap. It's their premium rubber strap, which I just love. So I've kept it on this, okay? I had a Vanguard on here too, which I love as well, but I just like the open design here of the lugs. I like to be able to see through that. I don't like it all the way, flush with the rubber strap. So that's the reason why I keep it on this strap. I just love the look of it, okay? So it wears really good in my 7.5 inch wrist. Wears great on there. Very good. Let's put the Pelagos on real quick so you can see that. Here's the Pelagos. And the strap on this is, and I have other reviews on this watch if you guys want to check it out, but the bracelet on the Pelagos is the best, okay? Oyster style bracelet. It's like pretty much fairly close to the glide lock that they use on the Submariners, but very nice. But this is on my 7.5 inch wrist. You see it does appear to be a little bit thinner, so that's very nice. So that looks very good there. So let's use some, let's lume them up here. Let's use some light, and we'll compare the lume. And this is just I love this. So let's turn the light off here real quick so you can see that. I've got the windows open, so there is some noise in the background. I apologize, but here is the loom. Okay, so I love the loom on the Pelagos. I do. That's one of many reasons that I wanted this watch. And then the Black Bay is no slouch. I mean, that looks really good as well. So evenly applied, of course, what you expect from Tudor Rolex. Okay, this has the new blue loom. This has got the older Super Luminova. But I mean, look at that. It's just beautiful. It looks great. So the Pelagos is really, in the Tudor line, the closest thing you'll get to the newest Rolex Submariner. It's pretty much like a futuristic, no-nonsense tool watch for Rolex. That's really what it is. First watch to ever come out of Rolex that's titanium. Okay, so pretty much Tudor can do what Rolex can't. Rolex has to pretty much stay true to all of their original design. If you notice, Rolex really rarely changes anything, and they're very small incremental changes, and that's what keeps people coming back to Rolex. I mean, you could buy an older Submariner and it's going to look very close to a newer Submariner, and that's really key to pretty much a popularity of a watch. If you look at the Omega Speedmaster, same thing. Omega throws out all these watches all the time, upgrading this, upgrading that, changing this, changing that. They don't stay true, so they're not as popular. They don't gain that recognition that Rolex does. Or even if you look at the Omega Speedmaster, the Omega Speedmaster is pretty much unchanged for it's real close to the entire time, and that's why it's so popular. Okay, I really think that is what makes a lot of these watches successful. If you look at a Breitling Navitimer, same type of thing. Okay, when you're constantly changing watches, that's what really fouls you up. And I think that a company like Omega has just done that too much. Okay, way too much. So let's flip the lights back on, and there they are again, side by side. Excuse me. So I love both of these watches. They're going to stay in the collection. I have no need or want to remove them from the collection. If you look at I haven't demonstrated this. Of course, this hacks. I'm not going to adjust the time because it's running perfectly right now. But the crown operation on Tudor, listen to this. Can't hear anything. I mean, it's just, when you wind it, it's just done so well, just beautiful. Okay, very nice. Screw that back in. And I love the size of the crown on both watches. This one, of course, is easier to grip because there's no crown guards. But the Pelagos is not too bad. I mean, you can do it. It's just the crown guards, that's what they're for. I mean, it's a tool watch, so it really aids in protecting that crown. And I love the size of the crown. It's a nice size crown, so you can grip it very easily. Okay, but what else can I say? I love Tudor, guys. I really do. I'm kind of a Tudor fanboy now at this point. So, and yeah, between the price of both these watches, I probably could have bought the ceramic Submariner, but I've got two watches that have a better movement in them, and I don't know. I'd rather have both these instead of one Submariner. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you. Take care. Goodbye.